What's up, everybody? So Alec Baldwin was indicted by a grand jury for the shooting of Helena Hutchins, which took place on a film set that he is the co-producer of. That film set is the movie Rust. Now, this is from theguardian.com and is linked in the description below. They explained what the grand jury indictment is all about. The new fourth-degree felony charge against Alec Baldwin carries a sentence of 18 months. It rests on two theories: that Alec Baldwin either caused Helena Hutchins' death as an involuntary manslaughter by negligent use of a firearm, or as involuntary manslaughter without due caution or circumspection. A charge that will require prosecutors to prove that Alec Baldwin caused Helena Hutchins' death as an act committed with total disregard or indifference for the safety of others. I did a lot of research on this. I read a lot of the comments on videos that have been put up about this subject and posts and everything else. It definitely seems to be a landslide of people that believe Alec Baldwin is 100% guilty in this situation. They believe that even though there is somebody on the set of a movie whose job it is to inspect the gun, to hand Alec Baldwin the gun, telling him it's a cold weapon, to make sure that the fact that you even have to make sure that there's no live rounds on a movie set to begin with is bonkers. But there is a person's job, who it is, to make sure that there's no live rounds, that this gun is safe, that there's no danger to anybody else. And then they hand Alec Baldwin that gun and tell him it's a cold weapon and it's safe to use. Now, here's where everybody seems to agree. Even though there is somebody's job on a movie set to make sure this gun is safe, to hand it to Alec Baldwin to use in the scene, everybody believes that Alec Baldwin should double check, and I don't disagree. Everybody believes that Alec Baldwin should double check the gun to make sure it is a safe weapon, there's no live rounds in it, that everybody that handles a gun on a movie set should be trained to know how to check for live bullets, to make sure that the gun is safe, to make sure that the gun is cold, to make sure that it's not going to cause any harm to anybody else. When you consider that somebody is handing you a weapon that could take the life or potentially harm somebody in a extremely significant way, it's a bullet in a gun, that the person handling that weapon should be trained to check for all situations to make sure that this gun is safe to use, considering they are the person that has it in their hand, that they are going to be using it, pointing it at somebody else, or pointing it in a way that it's facing production, or pointing it in a direction that has anybody in, that if something goes horribly wrong, like on this movie set, that it could take the life of somebody. I completely agree that everybody that handles a gun on a movie set should be trained with how to handle this weapon. It's just, unfortunately, that is not always the case. And in this situation, it showed why it should be the case. If Alec Baldwin, I have no idea if Alec Baldwin is a gun guy, if he knows guns, if he was trained ahead of time, but if he wasn't, he definitely should have been, and he should have checked the gun, or the person that handed him the gun should have done a way better job checking this gun, because this situation could have been avoided entirely if the person that is there to do a job did their job correctly and did not hand Alec Baldwin a gun with a live round in it. And then if Alec Baldwin had double checked this person's work, considering he's the one that's going to be holding the gun, pointing it at somebody, that if he would have looked at it to double check, this situation would never have happened. So according to everybody out there that watches these videos that are experts on guns, I'm definitely not one of them. Alec Baldwin definitely should have checked this gun to make sure it is a cold weapon, to make sure that it is not going to cause harm to anybody else. What do you think? What do you think of Alec Baldwin getting indicted by a grand jury for this situation? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.